We are in Chapter 3, Section 3. You can follow along with me on page 194. This is number 3. We are going to be multiplying decimals by whole numbers. Now, whenever we multiply decimals, we do not need to worry about lining the decimals up. We can just simply stack them and multiply like we know how to. So, if we were to do the first problem, 4 times 0.95, we see here that they already have it set up for us. So, we can go ahead and start multiplying. 5 times 4 is 20. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 2 is 38. So I'm going to have my 8 down here, and I'm going to carry the 3. 0 times 4 is 0, and then we have to add 3. So 0 plus 3 is 3. Now, one last step when we multiply decimals is we have to put the decimal point in. So what we do is we count how many numbers are behind the decimal. Well, in this case, we have 1, 2 behind the decimal. So I know that I'm going to need to move my decimal place over twice. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to move it over 1, 2. So my answer should be 3.80. This problem can be found on page 194. This is letter B. So again, whenever we multiply decimals, we do not need to worry about lining the decimal places up. So I'm going to simply write 4.47 times 8. The reason I write the 4.47 on top is because there's more numbers in it. So I want to be able to cut down my multiplication. So going through this problem, I'm going to now multiply. 8 times 7 is 56. So I'm going to put the 6 down, carry the 5. 8 times 4 is 32. Add 5, you get 37. Put down the 7, carry the 3. And once again, we have 8 times 4, which is 32, plus 3 is 35. Our last step is to put in the decimal point. Remember, we count how many are behind the decimal. In this case, there are 2. So when we move our decimal, we're going to go 1, 2. We always start with our decimal over on this side. So my answer is 35.76. Your code word for today is cow. You can follow along with me now on page 195. This is letter F. Once again, I need to multiply. So when I write this, I'm going to put the one with most numbers on top. Remember, decimals do not need to be lined up. So I have 0.045 times 11. Now I need to multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. My next step is I have to put that 0 placeholder in before I can do the next one. So now continuing, 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 0 is 0. Now I need to add these. So when I add them, I get 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 0 is 4. And then I will have zeros here. Last step, do not forget, is to add the decimal point. So I count, and I have 3 spots behind the decimal point. So I'm going to take my decimal, and I'm going to move it 3 spots to the left, making my answer 0.495.